Hello and a very warm welcome back to Dovey Plants. Today I'm showing you 10 of many plants that we're selling. Right this moment we're having a week-long flash sale just to open up some more space and start the next batch of propagation. So the first thing I'm going to share is probably one of the rarest plants that we have, and it's a soft fruit. So this here is called Silvanberry, and it is a truly wonderful trailing berry. I actually layered a bunch of plants and we're selling I think around 10 plants of the Silvanberry, and I've got a petal attached to me here. You can see just how beautiful the flowers are, but the fruit are something else. They're so delicious. They're sweet, they're kind of like a dark kind of purple. They have a little bit of tartness with them, but they work so well. This is 2 plants that I have here, and this is an example of what you might be getting. More mature rhubarb plants are pretty expensive, but we've got these that we've raised from seed that you can start harvesting next year just to make it more affordable. And then hopefully next year you'll be getting things like this. This fennel here is bronze fennel, and it just looks absolutely stunning. It's a little different to the green fennel, but it's still very much the herb. The only difference is the colour. It is super hardy. We've got bronze fennel for sale. We've also got green fennel for sale, so you can have the two. And you can see the amount of growth it's already put this year. Now, moving down slightly, we also have lovage, and we have some lovage plants available, which will grow on very, very nice and quickly. Now, the Dorperton's variegated kale, we have very limited stock. Will we put any on the website? I guess you'll have to see and find out. Now, another edible perennial, in fact all of the plants in this video are edible perennials. We are selling some annuals as well, like certain flowers and tomatoes and squash, but this here is globe artichoke. This is a young plant. This was sown later last year, then allowed to grow, and already we've got 4 globe artichokes. Now next year this would be even more. You can also blanch the stems and eat the stems, so you get 2 different types of harvest, and the flowers are perfect for bumblebees. So we're selling these lovely sized globe artichokes that will develop lovely. Next up is this beast. This is patient stock. I'm using it as a Comfrey supplement, so I'm not just reliant on Comfrey in terms of chop and drop, but this one I am letting grow. You can eat the tender young leaves. Now it looks beautiful structurally. It will also self-seed, so you'll just need to buy a couple from us and you'll never need to buy them again. And it is super hardy as well, so it's very much worth integrating, especially in a perennial border or bed, not just for the structure because you can see these beautiful red stems, but as a hungry gap food crop and as a biomass that you can do chop and drop with. Now, I just mentioned Comfrey, and I'm delighted to say that we're selling Bocking 14 Comfrey plants. Bocking 14 is this variety. Its seeds are infertile, so it doesn't self-seed everywhere and take over like other Comfrey varieties, but you can divide it from root divisions and crowns and all of that kind of stuff. So this is the kind of quintessential permaculture plant for good reason. You can use it for so many things. The best thing to do with it, with this Comfrey, is to cut it up, put it in a bucket. You could put it with some water if you want, but a big bucket, put a weight on it, leave it a couple of months, it'll create this dark syrup that you then dilute roughly 1:50, and it's the best tomato feed out there. Now, many of you have been asking for goji berries. We do have a limited stock of goji berries. I got my first goji berry harvest last year from this very plant. Now, important thing with goji berries is the leaves are also edible, so they give you an additional harvest. You might not get the berries, but top tip, just kind of abandon the plant and it seems to like that. But you can always use the leaves in salads or cook them. Now this here, excuse the Comfrey chop and drop, but this here is perhaps, well, arguably it is the best mint for fresh mint tea, and it's Moroccan mint. And I've planted this next to this Comfrey, which will resprout and grow again and cast a bit of partial shade, so it's going to be lovely and happy here. And this is one that I propagated from a couple of cuttings, and it's a fantastic herb to have in your garden, so we decided to sell it. This here is Himalayan Honeysuckle. The last time we sold it, it went really quickly. It was one of the first products to go out of stock. And Himalayan Honeysuckle is a beautiful shrub. It grows in almost any condition. Like if you've got an awkward space that is really dry and just exposed, just put a Himalayan Honeysuckle there. I grow it because of its other name, pheasant berry, because the pheasants like the berries, but the berries are edible. When they're kind of dark and juicy, they taste like burnt caramel. If you make a kombucha out of it, it tastes like a very popular version of a worldwide enjoyed soft drink, but healthy. Moving a little further down the terrace, this here is French sorrel. Again, it's a perennial. It's fantastic for the hungry gap to add a nice lemony flavour to your salads as a leafy crop. So this is really fun. And of course, we are going to be selling some strawberries as well, a couple of different varieties. This one apparently gets like the size of a chicken's egg. Now the flash sale is going to be up for a week and then we're closing the shop. We don't know when it'll next be open because we're going to do a bit of a sit down and readjust because hopefully a lot more of the plants will have gone. We're struggling to keep up with the demand of quite a few of the plants and we want to be able to make sure that we can, but we're very stretched and limited. So we're kind of having a little reshift, refocus. So stay tuned for that because we'll be sharing that on the channel and hopefully you enjoy the plants.